The last of our big game breakdowns. Number 1, Ohio State traveling to Champaign for big noon kickoff to take on number 17, Illinois. Ohio State's dropped all the way down to a 14.5-point favorite. It once was like 16.5, 17. This is the second, I think, of 3 road tests for Ohio State this year. They went to Washington, took care of business 24-6. Really impressive win there. They go to Illinois here, and then they go to Michigan at the end of the year. This is it's a noon game, so obviously no more prime time for Ohio State, except for when they play Ohio and Minnesota and teams like that. Illinois, obviously we know the deal with them. Really good win against Duke at the beginning of the year. Got absolutely smoked by Indiana, and then came back and bounced back really, really well, getting that win over at home over USC. Really, with everything going against them too, like losing the turnover battle, all that stuff. Still found a way to get it done in Champaign. They've really, really struggled to run the ball, and they've struggled to stop the run. And I don't think that bodes well. I can't see them having success on the run game against the Buckeyes. I know Luke Altmaier has played really, really well. I think they're top 5 in opponent-adjusted passing offense.
He's a stud, dude. He's a stud.
Yeah, but they're 59th in opponent-adjusted rush offense and 51st in opponent-adjusted rush defense. I know Ohio State's kind of opened things up a little bit here. They opened things up with Julian Sayin against Minnesota and that 39-point victory he threw for, over 300 yards. But this is a game where you got to think like they're on the road. It's a noon game. They want to come in. They want to slow it down. They want to give it to James Peoples. They want to give it to Bo Jackson. They want to give it to C.J. Donaldson, control that clock, because I think they're very, very confident in that defense. And for the first couple drives, quarter and a half, they are going to absolutely make Luke Altmaier beat them. The question is like, can he do enough to soften up that defense? I don't know. I would highly doubt it.
Yeah, I think Luke Altmaier is good enough to make some plays for Illinois against the Buckeye defense. My only problem is Hank Beatty's a really good wide receiver, but is he going to be able to consistently get open against this Buckeye secondary who's got dudes that run, they've got freaks everywhere on this defense. Is that combination good enough to be able to move the football consistently up and down the field against this Buckeye defense? And I'm going to keep saying it every time we talk about Illinois. I just think it is what they are at this point. Maybe they can continue. Maybe they get a little better throughout the year. But that offensive line, man, is just not very good. All the production that they brought back this year, that Illinois offensive line just is not very good so far. And that does not bode well when you're playing this Buckeye defensive front at all. And I think they're going to have major problems, man, keeping Altmaier upright. I think they're going to have major problems running the football. And it's not just them, bro. I can think really just about any offense is going to have trouble with this Buckeye defense. Again, going podcast style here. This Ohio State defense and this Ohio State team, this year's Ohio State team, do you know what style of play they play, Tyler?
What style?
Joyless murder ball. That is this Ohio State team. That is what people said during the heyday of the Nick Saban era, that the style of play that they had. They'll come out and really early in the game, they're just kind of leaning on their defense. They're going to run the football. They're being just efficient game managing with their quarterback. And you just can't do anything about it on the opposing side of the ball. Their defense is just wearing you out, causing you 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. Your drive charts look pathetic. Offensively, they're not really doing anything spectacular. They're just moving the ball down the field against you. And then all of a sudden, boom, they constrict like a boa constrictor. And your defense has been on the field the whole freaking game. And they open things up in the passing game more, like they've done with Julian Sayin in the second half of some of these games. And when they've got a game kind of when they realize, okay, our defense has this game, let's turn Julian Sayin and these wide receivers loose, and it's a death by 1,000 cuts, and then we're just going to knock you out type deal.
Yeah.
And just there's nothing you can do about it. That's what this Ohio State team's been doing so far this year. The defense is just dominating the games. They're just like a boa constrictor out there, just squeezing you tighter and tighter and tighter. There's nothing you can do about it. And on Illinois, on the defensive side of the ball, the only time that we've seen them in the 2 games against good passing offenses, USC had a lot of success throwing the football against them and they are a very good passing offense. Indiana had a lot of success against them throwing the football. That is another good passing offense, obviously. Duke in that game. I mean, Duke had 5 turnovers, but they had success throwing the football. Like you watched that same game I did. There were Duke players running open against that secondary. They just going all of a sudden this week just stop Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, dude? No.
No.
No, they're not. And if they do, okay, take my money. I mean, they build those tall buildings in Vegas for a reason, and maybe they build them on games like this. But they're gonna have to take my money in this one, bro. Give me Ohio State minus 14 at minus 115 odds. It down to 14.5, and I was like, okay, again, I'll buy that half a point. I don't think I'm gonna need the half a point, but I'll take Ohio State minus 14 at minus 115 odds. I think the Buckeyes get this one done, and I'm thinking like a 31-10 type of game. Like maybe worse, but they're going to cover this game. They're going to cover the spread, and they're going to take care of business in Champaign in this game.
I mean, why not buy it up to minus 20.5? Get a little plus money there. Like that's what I'm thinking. It's honestly, I think Ohio State. I think Ohio State rolls in this game.
Yep. If they play,
I think Illinois is incredibly overrated. You've thought that from the very beginning of the season.
Yep.
I think I had them. You had them. I can't remember what we had them.
Going
like,
I had them going 8-4 this year.
I think I might have had it 7-5, and people were laughing at me. But I mean, I just think for them to be number 17 and be 14.5-point home dogs when you had a unranked Washington team a couple weeks ago be only 8-point dogs against number 1 Ohio State, that just kind of tells you what Vegas thinks of Illinois, and the fact that they're ranked number 17 is not swaying them at all. I think Ohio State goes in. I think they dominate. I think they get, 34-10, 41-10. So, I mean, it's almost like a name your score situation.
I don't disagree, bro. I'm with you.
All right, that's it for us. Stay tuned for this weekend. We'll be coming at you with our Week 7 reaction show. Again, follow us on X, TikTok, Instagram, all that, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. You know the deal. You know by now. You know by now you should be subscribed to this channel. You should be following us on those socials. So for Lance Barton, I'm Tyler Noe. Take care. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next time.